Yo, I posted a poll on the community tab of the channel asking what video you guys wanted next, and almost all of you voted for best kaiju in film history, so let's just jump right into that video. Whenever most people think of kaiju, they usually think of Godzilla, Gamera, or any of the Showa or Heisei era type of films. But this kaiju comes from a movie called Pacific Rim. If you're a kaiju fan, you most likely know what this movie is already, but just a quick synopsis so that you know what we're talking about. It's basically people in mechs called Jaegers fighting kaiju that come from the bottom of the sea and are kind of interdimensional creatures. Yeah, it's a really good movie, but this kaiju's name is Slattern, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, this is a really good kaiju that I honestly think not a lot of people think about, just because it's not one of the Godzilla or Gamera kaiju, and I just wanted to give him a shout out. And all of the kaiju in Pacific Rim, all of the creature designs in Pacific Rim are really cool, actually. This is another kaiju that does not come from Gamera or Godzilla or any of the bigger names in kaiju films, but it does come from comes to us from a pretty good movie called Cloverfield. There's this 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Requiem or something like that. It's a Netflix movie, but the Netflix one is where you get to see the actual how big the parent one is. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this one just because I haven't seen the last one that I talked about. But yeah, this is a really cool kaiju design, and this is just the baby. So I mean, you can look up the adult one. It is absolutely massive, like bigger than Godzilla Earth. And if you know anything about Godzilla Earth, it's like 1,000 feet, a little bit bigger than 1,000 feet. So it's massive. It's definitely like at least 2 times bigger than Godzilla Earth. But yeah, this one is absolutely huge, and the parent is even bigger. So I mean, I think it deserves to be on this list. This kaiju is named Biolante after a doctor doesn't figure out, but his daughter dies, and he uses Godzilla DNA plus plant DNA and his daughter's DNA. It's a weird mishmash of DNAs, and he basically just makes this. It's supposed to be a weird clone thing of his daughter. It's basically coping with trauma horribly. This is what all doctors do if they lose someone precious to them. Genuinely, they just make kaiju. But yeah, this is I don't know. This is just a really cool design, and the Godzilla vs. Biolante is a really good movie. So I mean, yeah, it definitely deserves to be on this list. And this is kind of just turning into a list of me naming all of my favorite kaiju, which I mean is what it was going to be in the first place. So yeah. Next up is Gyaos, and this isn't in any particular order. If it was, Gyaos would be way higher than this. I'm just trying to mix it up between the Godzilla kaiju, the other types of kaiju, just trying to mix it up in between so that it's not all just Gamera and Godzilla and the other one that I'm going to be talking about. I don't want to spoil what that is. It'll be next, though. But yeah, Gyaos is absolutely amazing, whether you're looking in the Showa era or the Heisei era. I think the Showa era is probably my favorite, but Heisei era is one of the coolest redesigns of anything I've ever seen. Definitely kept with the same vibe and made him even more horrifying. It's just a really good redesign in general. So yeah, both versions of this deserve to be on this list. And I think that the Heisei era actually like makes it creepier whenever it's in the smaller form than it is in the bigger form, which is actually really cool to see a kaiju that's played off more creepy than actually massive up until the end where he gets absolutely huge. But yeah, this is a really good designed kaiju. One of my favorites, like top 3 at least. But yeah, I have a full review of the Heisei era, first Gamera Heisei era movie if you want to go watch that. But yeah, this is absolutely deserving to be on this list. Next up is Destroyer. Yeah, this right here is an absolutely devious kaiju. I mean, genuinely, it is a he's the devil, my dude. He's genuinely just the craziest, most evil kaiju ever. Most kaiju do what they do just because I don't know, they're kaiju, they're giant monsters. Obviously they're gonna rampage and stuff, but this thing is just pure evil, and I love it for that. The creature design, all the way from the whenever it's all of the different types of little crab looking ones, all the way up to the big destroyer that you see right here, is absolutely amazing. This is one of the Godzilla monsters that had him absolutely on the ropes, and it actually took Godzilla self-destructing to destroy Destroyer, which I think was really cool, because Destroyer is absolutely one of the biggest menaces in any kaiju movie ever. I think if you make it to where Godzilla has to sacrifice himself and blow himself up just to take you out, then you are automatically one of the greats in the kaiju history, especially with how good that movie is. And I don't know, just Destroyer is an absolute beast. Next up, we have Ultraman. I don't know if people count him as a kaiju or like just a tokusatsu hero. Not hero. I don't know what a hero is. Hero. But I count him as a kaiju just because he's giant and he is technically a monster because he's not human. But yeah, I used to watch the 60s series all the time. I absolutely loved it whenever I was a kid, and still do. I still watch it. But yeah, Ultraman is one of the coolest things ever. If you don't know, Ultraman is apparently just Superman in Japan, which is, I think, really cool. I wish he was that big here. Ultraman is a human that gets basically chosen by the spirit of light, or creature of light, or whatever, and becomes the protector of Earth. He clicks a little thing that I thought was a pin whenever I was a kid. I still think it's a pin. I don't know what it is, to be honest. It's just his little transformation thing. He clicks it, and then he does the transformation. The transformation scene looks absolutely amazing. If you don't know what tokusatsu is, it's literally just Japanese for regular, like, practical effects in movies, television mostly, and this basically, Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, all of that would count as a tokusatsu series, and I think tokusatsu is awesome, especially like what I was talking about. The transformation scene looks crisp. It looks absolutely delectable. God, it's beautiful. But yeah, it is absolutely awesome. All of the special effects in this, obviously it's not as good as like the best CGI ever, but it is, I don't know, it's endearing. It shows, I don't know, it gives the show more heart than if it was just CG, I guess. I just think tokusatsu is neat. I might make a whole video talking about the history of tokusatsu at some point. But yeah, Ultraman is absolutely up here. I love him, and I hope everyone that watches this gives him more love. This man deserves respect. Actually, with the new Ultraman Netflix series, or movie, he might get more respect. I haven't seen that movie because I don't have Netflix, but I watch a lot of the Ultraman series. A lot of them are free on Roku channel, if you want to watch it. That's where I watch most of them. But yeah, Ultraman absolutely on this list, very high on my list of favorite kaiju in general. He would be like he'd be top 5 at least. But yeah, Ultraman absolutely deserves to be on this list. Next up is my boy Giron. I absolutely love this goofy little dude. He looks absolutely goofy. I think he is one of the coolest kaiju ever. He's in my top 3. My top 3 kaiju kind of switch out every once in a while, but yeah, he's definitely in my top 3. This is one of the coolest designs ever. It's just a knife, but a kaiju, and it shoots shurikens out of its head. That's sick. That's the coolest thing ever, and if you say otherwise, you're a liar. This is one of the best designed kaiju ever, I think. I used to watch Gamera vs. Giron like almost every day whenever I was a kid. I loved that movie, which might help with how cool I think it looks because I watched it at such a young age. But yeah, this thing looks absolutely amazing. I have like a 20-minute video going over the original and Gamera Rebirth design and comparing and contrasting them. Definitely go and watch that if you want to see me rant about this kaiju more, because I think this video is already getting pretty long, so I'll just talk about the next one that I want to talk about, and then I'll probably end the video. But yeah, I have like a 20-minute rant about it. But yeah, just know that I absolutely adore this kaiju. It's just a really good design. It looks awesome. I have one more to talk about that before my final one that is the greatest kaiju in film history. This is everyone else's favorite kaiju. If you ask anyone who their favorite kaiju is, they will probably say either Godzilla or one of the kaiju that he fights, usually either King Ghidorah or Godzilla. I personally think King Ghidorah is a really cool design, and man, I need to talk about him after this, actually. But yeah, Godzilla is the king of all monsters in his own universe. Obviously, I have a different number one pick than everyone else, but yeah, Godzilla is absolutely amazing no matter what he's in. I like the Chibi Godzilla, I like this Godzilla. All of the versions of Godzilla are absolutely amazing. Godzilla Raids Again is a really goofy and weird Godzilla suit, which makes him look weird. If you see the analog horror type of vibe videos with Godzilla, that's usually the costume they use, and just make it a little bit creepier with overlays and stuff. But yeah, it's a goofy looking one. But this right here is one of my favorite Godzilla looks. It's from Final Wars. If you haven't seen Final Wars, definitely go and watch that. But yeah, I think that Godzilla is absolutely deserving of being on this list. I might make another video putting this list into an actual like top 10 or something type of list, so that you know exactly where Godzilla is on this list for me. But yeah, he's absolutely deserving to be on this list, and one of my favorites. I'd say he's yet another one that's probably top 5 for me in the kaiju list. The number one place shouldn't be a surprise for anyone that has watched any of my videos ever. I bring this dude up all the time. Gamera is number one. No matter what version of him that you look at, he looks absolutely sick. Even the more goofy Showa era type of Gamera is absolutely beautiful and sexy and perfect. Look at that shell. But yeah, this is just the perfect kaiju design. Best kaiju ever. Even just his character in general being the protector of the universe and everything is absolutely amazing. Unlike Godzilla, who gets a new movie like every year, like lately and used to be, except for that little like 5-year span where there were no movies whatsoever, he gets almost no love now, so there isn't that many costumes to go through and designs to go through to find a goofy one. So all of the designs look absolutely awesome, whereas Godzilla has a whole bunch that look goofy as hell and just stupid. But Gamera is perfect in every way, and everyone loves him. Cheer for him right now. Yeah, he's number one. Even his power set is just better than every single other kaiju, with the fireballs that look hot. And the flying around, which is absolutely amazing and mesmerizing. Just look up in the sky and look at Gamera. Do you see him? Am I having a stroke? Who cares? He's still awesome. But yeah, he's definitely number one. Like my video. Tell me who your favorite kaiju is. Do all of these things. Do it unquestioningly, my followers. Do it.